William blocked the funds. He slammed the official seal on the exclusion order at 2:47 a.m. in the secure briefing room at Kensington Palace. Camilla was left absolutely stunned. The palace corridors erupted into absolute turmoil. Aides scrambling, phones ringing off the hook, and whispers of betrayal echoing through every marble hall. But the real story isn't the decision itself. It's the sealed file from that explosive chapel rehearsal, the one packed with grievances dated back to 2025, that changes everything. This was no rumor. This was a cold-blooded tactical maneuver. Prince William, the future king, had drawn a line in the sand. Queen Camilla would not stand beside him at his coronation. Not as consort, not in the procession, not even in the official photographs. A finalized, irreversible administrative act. Here's where it gets ugly. Flashback to St. George's Chapel, 3 weeks earlier. The rehearsal for the grand ceremony was supposed to be a moment of unity. Instead, it became the breaking point. Camilla, asserting what she believed was her seniority, had quietly reordered the procession. She moved Catherine and young Charlotte behind her own relatives. Place cards swapped in the dead of night. A calculated power play captured on the official rehearsal logs, time-stamped 11:15 p.m. William walked in and saw it immediately. The future king didn't hesitate. He physically replaced the cards himself, his hand steady, his jaw set. "This is not how it's going to be," he said in a voice that cut through the chapel like a blade. That single act shattered the illusion of harmony. William's team compiled the sealed file that very evening. Private letters, midnight audit reports on ceremonial spending, and a dossier of past grievances stretching back years. The receipts were damning. A 150-year lease document on royal properties that Camilla had pushed to redirect toward her preferred causes. Section 4 of the updated Royal Household Protocol, which William's inner circle had quietly amended to prioritize the Wales family line. Every detail pointed to one truth. This wasn't about tradition. This was about control. Cut to Clarence house, the private confrontation that nobody outside the inner circle was supposed to know about. It happened at 3 a.m. behind closed doors, with only 2 witnesses present. Camilla, dressed in her signature silk robe, confronted William head-on. She viewed the exclusion as a direct rejection of her decades of service, a continuation of the Diana shadow that had haunted her for years. "You owe me this," she reportedly said, voice trembling with decades of pent-up resentment. "I have stood by your father through everything." William stood firm, every inch the protector of his wife and children. "This is about defending Catherine's place, about shielding Charlotte and George from the games. This is about the future integrity of the crown, not settling old scores." His words landed like hammer blows. No raised voices beyond that, just cold, unyielding logic. Duty over deception. The hero had spoken. The antagonist had been exposed. But here's the part that sent shockwaves through the institution. King Charles. Placed in an impossible position, the monarch did not formally approve the move. Yet his refusal to override his son, his silence in the face of the emergency decree, effectively signed the order. Sources close to the palace revealed a frantic late-night call where Charles was presented with the finalized planning framework. He reviewed the documents for 47 minutes, fountain pen in hand, then set it aside. No signature, no intervention. Camilla realized the depth of her isolation in that moment. The man she had fought so hard to stand beside had chosen not to fight for her. A profound rift tore through their marriage, one that insiders say may never fully heal. The Queen Consort, once so confident in her position, now faced the humiliation of being airbrushed from the defining moment of the next reign. William's team moved with military precision. Security credentials were revoked, ceremonial briefings updated. The coronation planning framework, treated like a high-stakes operational directive, now listed Camilla's role as strictly limited. No throne beside the king's, no central position in the abbey. A stripped-back affair that honored the spirit of the late Queen Elizabeth II, who had always emphasized duty above personal ambition. This wasn't revenge. This was William asserting his autonomy as the future sovereign, defending Diana's legacy of authenticity and protecting his own family's place in the line of succession. Catherine, ever the picture of grace under pressure, had been kept informed every step of the way. The Wales household now operated as a fully independent power base within the monarchy, something unprecedented in modern royal history. The paper trail tells the full story. A formal message delivered to Clarence House at dawn the following day. An internal memo outlining the new security protocols around the coronation route. And then, the final letter, hand-delivered by a trusted aide, sealed with the Prince of Wales crest. In it, William acknowledged Camilla's past service, the years she had spent by Charles's side, the quiet contributions that history would record. But he stood firm on the exclusion. The crown must move forward unburdened by the divisions of the past. The letter reportedly stated, "My duty is clear, to my wife, to my children, and to the institution my grandmother held so dear." Camilla read it in private. Witnesses described her hands shaking as she turned the pages. The woman who had waited decades for full recognition now faced the ultimate professional and personal rebuke. The palace is still reeling. Aides loyal to Camilla are said to be circulating quiet appeals, searching for any loophole in the administrative framework. But William's decision was not a threat. It was a settled matter. The machinery of the monarchy, security clearances, official schedules, legal protocols, had already been activated. Undoing it would require an act of open defiance that Charles, in his current state, seemed unwilling to provide. This is the new reality. The Wales household stands apart. The coronation proceeds as a streamlined, modern ceremony focused on the next generation. William has drawn the line, and the institution is shifting beneath everyone's feet. Camilla's decades of maneuvering have met their match in a son determined to honor his mother's memory and secure his children's future. Yet even now, as the final preparations accelerate, the tension refuses to dissipate. Insiders report emergency meetings continuing late into the night. Lawyers reviewing clauses in ancient royal charters. Charles caught between his son and his wife, his silence speaking volumes. And as we speak, the next phase is already in motion. What happens when the public learns the full extent of the sealed file? When the carefully managed image of royal unity cracks wide open? This battle for the soul of the monarchy is far from over. The future king has made his stand. The consequences will echo through